Random Radio, Joe G still. And you know what? I'm gonna try to finish this. This is the me trying to explain or try to help. I don't know. Try to give my little input as well. I'm very good at compromising, even though nobody ever wants to compromise with me. I'm very good at finding compromises for other people. So I'm trying to find a compromise for the healthcare system where sort of everybody wins. Right now, we've basically agreed, or everybody's in agreement, that nobody should be without healthcare, right? Okay, great. We understand that. And, making the rich people pay for the healthcare for the poor people, I understand big bro, it's, they're the leaders of society, and they are the upperclassmen, so to speak, and it's their job to take care of the people who may not have it as well and may not be as blessed as they are. That's not really something you could force on people. It's got to be something that comes in here. You know what I mean? It's got to be a conscientious decision to give back. Having like Blue Cross and Blue Shield have a free plan or pitch in for a free plan doesn't really make sense to me, in my opinion. There's been a lot of ideas kicked around. I think it would be a lot easier, number one, if we had a giant government social network. Starting off with the United States, maybe we could start something where we communicate. We all communicate. And we think about the problems that are plaguing us all. You know, and I can communicate with my congressman without having to write a letter. I mean, I've nothing against letters, but number one, have you seen my handwriting? You don't want me to write a letter. Emails? Okay. Yeah, email's okay. But why can't I find my congressman? You know, giant map, district, put in my, number. You know, I put it in for every other thing in the world. Put in my, what's that thing called? Zip code? You know? It'd also be a great way to get the census. You know, I'd have a little face, and I'd be able to send a message to my congressman saying, hey, I got an idea. You know, you guys, the government, could ask the people directly. You know, what do you guys think we should do? Because honestly, the people without health care, this affects you most of all. What do you think we should do? How do you propose we take care of this? And then you could ask the people who already have health care. You could ask questions and basically get the whole country to answer without going on, mathematics. Because the way the poll system is now, again, it's based on, I guess, I'm not 100% sure on this, but I think it's similar to the way the Arbitron ratings is. Because nobody ever asked me how I feel. Nobody asked me how I feel on, about what's going on, how my approval rating is. What is the approval rating based on? Imagine if you can get a definite number instead of, doing all these mathematics, and asking, I know how it works, okay? You ask 10 people a question and you multiply it by blah, blah, blah. And it keeps mathematicians in work. But really, imagine if you could reach out directly to the people. And shoot, I think people would go for it. Imagine if senators and judges and all the members that we elect, all our representatives were there. Lobbyists would be groups. I don't know. I think that I'm more of a fan or more of a proponent of a direct democracy where the people should have a hand, at least a direct influence in the government, and change with the times. I'm not saying overhaul the whole government. Give a nice a little bit of a razzmatazz. You know what I mean? Take the technology that is really being used for self-expression, Facebook, stuff like that, and it's really a social networking tool, a phenomenon. I honestly think everybody should have a social network, to be honest with you. Might as well make the internet interesting. Because really, Oh, let me pull this website out of the top of my head. You know, word of mouth. You find good websites. You know, all that stuff. Advertisements for the government, depending on how much content they could put up there. And trust me, they could put a lot of content in there. And trust me, they could design it and with all the infrastructure and what they could do, they can give something that the internet's never seen before. You know? They can make something truly unique and truly interactive and truly secure, so that you know that I'm really, you know, me. You know? And you could just advertise the crap out of that. You can make so much money. You can make money for healthcare and then some. You can make it's endless. You know how much these guys are making on these websites, and you know, it's all based on word of mouth. I mean, shoot, we're all part of this country. We all want to know what's going on. Why not make the World Wide Web really the World Wide Web? You know, give a face to the World Wide Web. Give an interactivity to the World Wide Web. I'm not saying take over, you know, eBay and stuff like that. I mean, shoot. I actually had a cool conversation with a guy in China buying a phone off of eBay because I'm too poor to buy, you know, electronics from stores. So I'd look for all the cool electronics online on eBay. And the guy that I was corresponding with happened to be from China. I mean, where else can you find that closeness over great distances like that? Only on the internet. But imagine if we made a use of it so it was lucrative. We can expedite a lot of things, especially with the healthcare industry, and really optimizing healthcare. For rich people, for poor people, it doesn't matter. Everybody's eyes are good. You're on the internet, you're viewing those advertisements, that's the money in your pocket. The question is, what do you advertise? Who cares? Hot dogs? Cars? I mean, shoot, everybody knows that hot dogs, they could be bad for you. You know. Well, I wouldn't advertise cigarettes. This lung cancer screening brought to you by Marlboro. Okay, bad joke. All right. Yeah, well, the phone was made in Japan, and it was shipped to China. Where was it made? It was like 3 countries it went to. This phone was like touched by the world. And then somebody took my battery. I can't even get my phone numbers. It was really cool though. It was like an iPhone, but not. It was like the iPhone before the iPhone. Yeah, that's right. Well, it wasn't before the iPhone. It was the iPhone. That was literally the model number of it, and it was worth it just for the friggin' originality of it. Like, you know that nobody else had an iPhone. That was great. Then it broke. I mean, you could even have, you know, you get to know your congressman or get to know your senator. You know what they're really about. That way, shoot, it'll cut campaigning. You know, it'll make campaigning a heck of a lot easier. You'll know what your congressman stands for. And you know, you'll know not just who they are when they make public addresses, but who they are when they wake up in the morning. You know, their first thoughts. Because honestly, what I wouldn't give for a government Twitter. Hey, Sarah Palin has Twitter, and I want to find her. Oh, I would love to have a Twitter. Like President Obama pulls out his BlackBerry. Does he have a Twitter? I can't really use my Twitter. How cool would that be? Just to get updates. Maybe video, you know, little 5-second videos. Something's on, you know, somebody's mind. You can get to know people outside of their jobs and outside of their duties. I think that's a little bit of a humanity and a personality to elected officials which we choose to represent us. I don't know. That's just me. Plus, could be very lucrative. Could be very lucrative. Make your job a lot easier in transparency. Educate the, imagine how much you could educate the people on American history. And most people don't know jack about American